Rightio, we are joined on the show by one half of the special guests that are joining us next Thursday for the Derby preview, but more importantly, the BackChat Ale relaunch. Ooh. Now, the BackChat Ale is perfect for backmen. In fact, it's brewed for backmen, and you'd have to go through an entire carton after having to play on this bloke for at least 5 minutes on any given weekend. The leading goal kicker ever for the West Coast Eagles, Josh Kennedy, joins us from his house. Hello, Josh.
Yeah, that backman beer must be pretty plain then. Pretty dour.
That is correct, Josh. Sorry, whose guitars are those on the wall back there, big fella?
Yeah, they're mine. I hang up. I've played them once or twice.
Play us a tune. Banjo back there. Good golly gosh.
Yeah, I tried to learn banjo a few years back.
How'd that go?
Yeah, it's good. I learned a couple of songs. So.
Now, mate, we appreciate a few things here. We appreciate you joining us on the show. Thank you very much. We appreciate you joining us for our live Derby preview at the Leederville Hotel. So Thank you. How excited are you about this? I mean, you were walking into, I assume, just an absolute standing ovation. I can't remember. I don't think... The thing about Josh that you don't know, Dan, is he doesn't do many of these sorts of events. He's very much a homebody. He doesn't get out and about, doesn't do many sportsman's nights. So we're very lucky to have him. Josh, are you excited?
I am excited. Yeah, I haven't done many since I stopped playing. So it's probably the first one, to be honest, actually. So I'm looking forward to it. Especially you hosting. You always got good questions and, yeah, you know how to liven up the party when it's dulling off with my boring responses. So it's good.
Kenners, talk to us about being a forward in today's footy. I know you've been retired for a little bit, but do you get to watch much of the footy now that you're retired? You getting your eyes on a bit of footy?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Try and watch. We'll watch the Eagles most weeks, and then try and watch some other good games that are coming up. So it's been good to be able to sit back and watch. I didn't realise that football rolls from over here in Perth from 10:30 in the morning all the way to 7 o'clock at night. So it can be quite a big day if you're watching.
Who do you like watching? Like, I've got a few favourites I like watching in the AFL at other clubs, but is there anyone you particularly like having a look at? Aaron Norton, of course, will be playing just after this chat. I like watching him. Is there anyone that you got your eyes on?
No, well, I've been watching Carlton, obviously. Not because of the connection there, but I played there. But with Patrick Cripps and how they went last year, and obviously pretty strong for him to be able to bring home a medal back to Northampton, which would be pretty cool. So I've been watching them. So yeah, Charlie Curnow and obviously Harry, the big fella up there, the two Twin Towers. It's pretty cool watching them go at it, and I suppose seeing them progress over their careers and the way Charlie plays. Such an athlete. It's unbelievable. His jump, his ability to be able to mark and kick goals is, as we've all seen. That's why he's won a couple of Colemans. And then Harry coming back and being able to slot his goals and, I suppose overcoming all that pressure he's had the last couple of years. It's pretty cool to see.
Too much talk about forwards for me, to be honest.
Yeah,
but
that's probably right.
We'll give them some props that they deserve, and we've obviously got one of the greatest with us. Josh, are you a West Coast fan now? Are you once you're out of the game, do you still root for them?
Yeah, yes, I am. Yeah. So I get pretty shitty when they're losing, and I sometimes turn it off and come back and watch a bit later. So so
you haven't watched much lately. I'm a West Coast fan. Nuffy. I wouldn't say I'm just a fan, an idiot, but I've got some high hopes for this weekend. Richmond, of course, you kicked a winning goal against Richmond not that long ago. Maybe one of the last bits of joy that I got as a West Coast fan. And what do you think about this weekend? Any chance?
Yeah, definitely a chance. There's always a chance. And I think they've shown signs and, young kids coming through. There's been a little bit of consistency in some of the way they've played, and coming through. It's still far off it and still building over the next few years. But it's good to see those young kids getting a crack. Richmond have been up and down and, probably in that similar position. So, I know. Who said it the other day? Did TB say it on that interview about Harley and Dusty having a big fend-off session? Whatever that is. It'll be interesting to see how that goes.
They're just standing in the middle of the ground giving don't argues to each other. Boys, the ball's down the other end. What are you blokes doing?
That's so good.
So, Kenners, look, I didn't love seeing West Coast win the wooden spoon last year, but what I did enjoy was it meant that we weren't the last players to win a wooden spoon for the footy club in 2010. Can you think back to when we were playing there? Were we that bad? I felt like when we won that spoon, we weren't actually that bad.
Nah, to be honest, we lost about, I reckon, at least it was about 5 games under a goal. So there was the Brisbane one.
Yes.
there was a few others where it was just on a kick. So we were either leading or we were coming back, and we just lost by 4 or 5 points. And I reckon that kind of gave us a bit of belief that year after. That's how Woosh sold it to us. But yeah, I don't think we were getting smashed. But we did get smashed by 100 points a few times. But yeah, there was some close games there.
So the difference is last year we had 4 or 5 games lost by 100 instead of 4 or 5 lost by 100 goals.
So 2010, that's fine. I reckon about that time we brought a drill into training, maybe a couple of years later, called the barbarian drill. And we put this up promoting our event that you and I will be at. Can you confirm or deny that we'll be doing the barbarian drill live at the Leadable Hotel next Thursday?
It depends how many BackChat ales we have.
What was that drill? Because I've spoken about a little bit on BackChat as a backman, but for a forward, what was that drill? Like, it was a pure one-on-one slugfest.
It was a pure bash each other, forwards v backs drill. There was no space. There was one kicker, and there was definitely no umpires, and it was just about trying to scrag each other multiple times, back and forth over 3 or 4 leads. I think we had to do, wasn't it? So. Yeah, the first one was always good because you always we always catch off guard, push off and go. But then the second and the third, and you guys weren't allowed to let us get back to the square. We had to get back to the square before we could leave. It was a pretty intense, and it was always done at the end of training, so everyone was fucked. And then you just end up jelly legs and wobbling, walking around like a baby giraffe at the end of it.
That one that got captured, I reckon that's the only time it's ever been filmed. And I remember right before we started, either you and I had been training shit house or the group had been training shit house. I remember just grabbing you and being like, right, mate, we're very good mates, but let's just bash the shit out of each other and just kill ourselves here. Can you remember that?
I can remember it clearly because you come and we were training shit. It was off. There was multiple things going wrong, and everyone was whinging, and there wasn't really much voice or direction, I think, from the older group. And then you came and you were like, mate, just trying to be shit. Let's just set the standard and just go 100, 110%, full flat out, bash each other. And I was like, in my head, that's a great idea, but physically I was absolutely fucked in training. I didn't really want to do it. and then you started off with an elbow at the back, and then it was on. And then obviously, we were pretty tight. I think we got off the ground.
I tripped you 5 times.
You kicked me.
Tripping out, kicking out.
It wasn't just a trip; it was a full swing. The in the vision, like Josh, like obviously there's some umpire calls that needed to be made, but you were more like street rules. Josh seemed to still feel like he was just using his body.
Yeah, because I'll tell you why. Because Kenners is the greatest goal kicker to ever play for the West Coast Eagles. I'm just Will Schofield, mate. I'm trying to stop a superstar. That's why he doesn't need to go street rules. He's just good. He's good at what he does. Kenners, I wanted to ask you a couple of footy questions. Best backman you ever played on? We're very much championing. Am I Joel Selwood?
Yeah, Selwood.
Am I
Short.
Championing. I can't even say it.
Championing.
Thank you, Dan. We're very much looking after the back line here at BackChat. Who's the best backman you've ever played on? Who'd you play against and you're like, right, okay, I know I don't like backs, but this bloke's actually pretty good?
Well, Luke McFarlane was probably the hardest I've played on in my career. And I think coming into the stage where I was younger, but also, I suppose, stepping up to that next level of my football ability. And he was coming towards the back end, but was still in his prime. He was the hardest. Like, he'd sit 3 metres off me. I feel like I got so much space, and I was always a leading player, so I'd lead. He was way quicker than me. He'd be able to stop it. If it was too high, he'd take a hanger on my head. And he actually just didn't care about getting a kick or taking a mark. He wasn't like the backman, the flary backman these days, the gloves, the T-beans, these ones who just want to take a clunk. As soon as the ball cleared, he was right back on your tail. You never got any split or chance he was never off, which I found, they're the backmen that you hate. Yeah.
They're the ones we love.
Yeah, that's what this show's all about. Are you still playing footy?
I am, yeah. I've got training tonight. So,
do you?
Yep.
Kicking goals?
So my Rams. So I'll play a few games this year. And, just been training with them. It's been good. I can't. I've tried to go for runs by myself and do what I just can't do it. So just run around and kick a footy for, twice a week. And, it's a bit of fun.
Full forward? Surely not playing at centre forward.
Harry Taylor plays down there, so he usually kicks me out. So I'm either there or on the bench. So.
What's it like walking down to and I know you very well, very good mates, and you're a very nice fella, but you must walk down and some poor bastard, like some 19-year-old kid fresh out of the coals, has got Josh Kennedy walking down towards him next to Harry Taylor, mind you. You blokes must be pissing yourself sometimes.
No, the quality's actually really good up here. And then and the younger kid or the kids that come through, or even just some of the older crew that have been here for years, they don't sit there and they give in. They go full rip. So it's good. I quite enjoy it. It kind of picks you like the challenge back up again of football, which you've always had playing at whatever level it is, whether it's in juniors as a kid or at AFL. And that's what I love. And people love their footy up here. People love playing it. It's a community kind of game, and everyone gets around their team. And at the end, you shake hands like we all do, but we all have a beer and sit in the club rooms. And yeah, it's really cool. I'm really enjoying playing country footy.
What's the biggest bag you've kicked?
No, I haven't kicked any bags, mate. Score assists is all I do.
Oh, far out.
What a guy. What a legend.
Do
you ever get thrown in the back line?
Oh, great question.
No, well, this is the thing. So, like, Harry's like an All-Australian fullback, centre-half-back.
Superstar.
And, like, when shit hits the fan, and you're like, we need someone down there, he just doesn't want to go. He just steps up forward.
Can you just briefly tell our listeners and our audience why you used to lose control of your bodily functions anywhere past halfway? Like, when you went into the defensive half of our ground, you lost the full-blown ability to function as a human adult male?
Something triggers in the brain, I think. And I think because, it's funny. Everyone starts as a forward and can't play forward. They end up down the back if they're tall or they're on the bench. So everyone starts as a forward. So, when you're actually good at what you do and you stay in that forward position, there's something that just doesn't tick over past that defensive centre line. And especially when you go over the defensive 50 line, that's when it hits the fan and your brain just starts to melt and you have no idea what's going on. So I used to get the ball and I would look for your goal and I'd be like, just give me a lead. Give me I need something. Get it 10 metre kick. Get it out of there. Just go. I'm out.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to come along Thursday night, we're going to let Josh Kennedy go. We will talk about this. I before my eyes saw a grown man. You'll see how big he is at the Leadville Hotel melt into a puddle out on the field, like a genuine puddle of liquid, just completely gone, like the Wizard of Oz, absolutely evaporated into thin air. And if you want to do that, you can join us at the Leadville Hotel for a beer, BackChat Ale, and a Derby preview. Josh Kennedy, thanks for joining us, my mate. See you later. Thank you, Josh.
There you guys.